Hello everyone, I am Game Walkthroughs 22 and welcome to another review. Today we are going to be looking at the first series of Resaurus Sonic figures. So we have, so here's Sonic. It's a little bit difficult to stand up, but he's not too bad. And then we have Tails. And Knuckles, who is actually really hard to stand up because his legs are so loose. Look at how floppy his one leg is. Yeah, I've had these guys for quite some time. I've actually owned two Sonics before, but I sold my double. So yeah, this is series 1. This is one of my favorite series of figures of all time. For the longest time this was my favorite, but right now this is probably, I would say probably my second favorite. With my favorite being Jazzware still, although Jakks Pacific is doing a really good job. It's just that, you know, Jazzware is, I mean, you know, Jazzware's had the 3-inch figures, and then Jakks Pacific has the 4-inch figures in terms of, like, a lot of articulation, so, but yeah, Jakks Pacific is still pretty good. I just still think that Jazzware's is better, but, anyway, so, yeah, this is Series 1, and, I don't have all the accessories for these guys. The only one I have complete is Tails, because Tails actually got new in the box. I don't have his box anymore, but show you guys. You have the accessories, the stands, and then here is the Sonic Adventure logo that came with Tails, and then Tails sticker. So, just like the Figma Yugi, we're going to be covering quite a few different topics, including sculpt, articulation, accessories, pros and cons, and warnings. So, let's start looking at the sculpt. So, of course, you guys already saw the accessories, but I'll go into more detail about them once I get to the accessories section. So, Sculpt is pretty good. Keep in mind, these are from 1999, back when Sonic Adventure first came out. So, the Sculpt is pretty good. These don't look like they were from Sonic Adventure, but what Resaurus did, they did a pretty good job, because they're just, you know, so retro looking. I mean Sonic, you know, just looks like he's, you know, like, ready to go, or he's just like, I don't know, he's determined, and yeah, I mean, you know, he's got the green eyes, he's got one hand that's open, he's got another hand that's pointing, which is very cool, and then there's the shoes, he's got the buckles on the shoes. And then the spikes are kind of weird. They're like triangular. They don't really look like the way Sonic's quill should be, but for the time this was made, it's still good. And yeah, here's the back of him. So yeah, overall pretty good sculpt on Sonic. And then Tails. Tails is probably, out of the 3, I'd say Tails probably looks the best. And I'm gonna show you guys why. So here's Tails. Tails is looking pretty good, looks geeky, and he's like ready to go. I kind of said the same thing about Sonic, but I mean Tails, Resaurus really nailed Tails. I mean, he looks very good. He has, you know, one hand, like he's like gonna, you know, build something, and then the other hand is just like, it's just like open. And the shoes look, oh, I forgot to mention about Sonic. He's got treads on the bottom of his shoes, which is nice. And then he's got holes to put him on his stand, Sonic is a little bit difficult to stand up. But yeah, Tails looks really good. And then he's got his bangs, and they're made of a rubber, so they don't break off easily. And then his tails look very nice. I mean, this is one of the best Tails figures that exists. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else to say. Resaurus did a great job on Tails. Oh yeah, here's the bottom of his shoes. Unfortunately, he's only got one tread. It could have had some more detail on the bottom of his shoes, but for what it is, it's good. And then Knuckles. Knuckles looks a little bit funky. He doesn't look like Knuckles that much. He actually looks kind of like creepy and deranged. His dreadlocks are made of a nice like rubbery plastic, so it's nice. They could like bend, which actually makes it easier to try to move his arms. And then, you know, got his shoes, got the green socks, and then we have the Lego bricks on his shoes. And then here's the back. I know it's kind of hard to see because my hand's in the way, but yeah, he's got his knuckles, look very nice. And yeah, his mouth, and then his eyes. Yeah, his eyes are they're supposed to be like indigo, or I think like even purple, but his eyes are like dark blue. But yeah, overall Sculpt is pretty good on these guys. Except Knuckles, they could have done a better job with Knuckles, but I'd say Knuckles is still good. So now, Articulation. So Articulation, these guys are limited. I mean, back in the day, I mean, these were like the most articulated Sonic figures that we had. Even with Toy Island, I mean, like when the Megabot series came out, these guys were still considered to be the best because they, I don't know. People just relate to Resaurus better than Toy Island, myself included. So yeah, Articulation is limited on these guys, but they have articulation where it matters. So you can turn the head 360 degrees, and his arms go out to the sides, and they go forward and back, which is a little bit stiff because I haven't touched these guys in quite some time. And then his hands can twist both sides, and then his legs only go back and forth. There's no ball joint, so you can't like move them out to the side. And his shoes don't twist. There's no ankle articulation, so it's limited. There's, you know, you're kind of limited on what poses you can do with these guys, but if you're doing a stop motion with them, I actually did a stop motion with Sonic years ago, and he was pretty good for posing for stop motion. So so you have that. And Tails, head goes 360 degrees, and yeah, his arms go out to the sides, and he's basically got the same articulation as Sonic, and same thing with Knuckles as well. And then yeah, the feet or the legs can go forward and back. I'm not gonna turn them 360 because I worry about him breaking. And then the tails, like, he's got one extra point of articulation because his tails can twist, which is nice. Oh, knocked down Sonic. Oh, jeez. Okay. And then we have Knuckles. And Knuckles, again, same articulation as Sonic and Tails, except Knuckles can't really move his head because his arms get in the way. But, yeah, I can move the arms out to the sides. You can't really move, you can kind of move them forward and back a little bit, but his dreadlocks kind of get in the way. And then, yeah, you can spin his hands. and the legs can go forward and back. And as I've said, the one leg on my Knuckles is very floppy. I'm almost wondering if they're all like this nowadays, but I have been thinking about possibly getting a replacement, but I'm not sure. Sonic, kind of the same thing. His legs are a bit floppy, because I've had these guys for quite some time. Just moving the camera. So of course, the joints are going to get floppy over the years. But also my Sonic's leg like kind of bent a bit, so it's kind of harder to get him to stand up. But overall, these guys are still in pretty good condition. Nothing broke or anything, so that's really nice. So now let's move on to accessories. Okay, so accessories for these guys. I already showed you what the accessories are, but we're going to talk a little bit about them. So each figure comes with a base or a stand. There's a peg on each stand to make it so that you can stand them up on their stands. So let's take a look at them. Sonic's stand is really nice. I mean, all three of these stands are really nicely made. They're just, they're basically the same. They're in the same pose as the stickers that they come with. Like I said, I only have Tails sticker. I don't have Sonic and Knuckles sticker because I got them used. Yeah, so I forgot to mention I also had a double with Tails at one point as well, but sold that. Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's like three-dimensionalized, and then here is the hole for where the clear rod would be, but I don't have the clear rods for Sonic and Knuckles, because they only came with their stands. And then Tails' stand looks really nice. So yeah, Sonic's is gold, Tails' is bronze, which I guess makes sense. Yeah, there's the back, and then yeah, there's the peg for the figure to stand on, and then the hole for the clear rod to go. And thankfully I do have Tails complete, so I can show you what it's like having the rod in, which you kind of already saw, but I'll show you how to put it in. And then here's Knuckles' stand, looks very nice. Knuckles is silver, peg for the figure, and then the hole for the clear rod. But yeah, very nice. These are made of like a hard kind of plastic, so they won't. I think it's really hard for these to break. I mean, they probably could still break, but you have to try really hard to break these. So at least the stands are pretty durable. They could get scratched up if you're not careful, but I don't think they break easily, which is nice. And then for Tails, here is his clear rod. Now each figure comes with one of these, but they come in like different sizes. Like some figures have like a longer stand, some figures have like a shorter stand. So yeah, this is really easy to lose, so be careful with these. And then here, each figure also comes with a nice golden ring. It's very nice and shiny and golden, and here is the hole where you plug it into the clear rod, so it looks like the ring is like floating, so it's pretty cool. And then also, I already showed you guys that, well, I don't know if I really count this as an accessory, but the Sonic Adventure logo I saved for Tails, because I just, it's really cool. I've always wanted one of these. And then his sticker, which I never peeled off, because I think it looks great like this. I wouldn't really, like, put it on anything. It's just great for display. And again, like I said, all three of these guys came with a sticker, but again, Sonic and Knuckles didn't come complete, so I don't have theirs. But I'll show you real quick how to put the clear rod onto the stand, so all you gotta do is just plug it in. Just kind of push it down. Be careful, because the rod could break. I think I got it on. It's a little bit hard. You kind of have to like push it in there and kind of like do some like twisting. Just be careful. And then the ring just goes on the little peg here, if I can get it. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Doesn't really, whoops. I was gonna say, it doesn't really snap in, but I think it's supposed to signify that you got it. Damn it. Hold on. I don't think the rod is in all the way. I'm trying to I don't know, it's a little bit tricky, but you'll get used to it. Yeah, the ring, like, I don't know if the ring is on all the way. The ring is like not going in. Yeah, just have to be careful. I guess the ring just comes off real easily if you're not careful, but there is but here's a Tails stand with his clear rod and ring. Looks really nice. And I will put Tails on his stand at the end of the video. I'm not really going to show you guys how the figures go on their stands. I mean, just, you know, just line up the peg with the hole on one of the figure's feet. Oh, I forgot to show you guys the bottom of Knuckles' shoes. There's no detail on them. They're just, there's no treads or anything, so it's kind of lame, but yeah, I don't know. Knuckles got the short end of the stick, fortunately. So now we're going to move on to, it's time for the pros and cons. Alright, so pros and cons. So pros, for each of them, I mean, the sculpt is really good. Well, actually, the sculpt is good for Sonic and Tails. Knuckles' sculpt is a little bit questionable. But like I said, I think Tails looks the best out of the three. He looks like most like how he looked in Sonic Adventure. Like I said, these guys don't really look like they're from Sonic Adventure, even though they're supposed to be based off of Sonic Adventure, but they don't really scream Sonic Adventure that much. But yeah, good sculpt on all three of them. And you know, they've got good articulation, and then you know, they got good accessories, and they don't really have a whole lot of trouble standing up. I mean, like I said, like, Knuckles is a little bit hard to stand up because his legs are so loose now, and he's kind of top heavy, so you just have to kind of like lean him forward to get him to stand. And Sonic is probably the hardest to stand out of the three because his shoes are, you know, really small, and again, he's top heavy, so he's a little bit difficult to stand up. Cons, there's only a couple. So Sonic and Knuckles could be a little bit difficult to stand up. The articulation could have been better, but for what it is, it's okay. Also, they're a little bit hard to get onto their stands because even though you can put them on the pegs, they don't stay on there very well. It's very easy for them to come off their stands. Tails is actually the one that probably stays on his stand the best. Whoops, knocked over Sonic again. But yeah, Tails stands on his base, his stand pretty well. No, not really any problems with him. Whoops. Also, another con is that the accessories could get lost very easily, so be careful. If you get these guys, be careful to keep an eye on their accessories. Thankfully, I haven't lost any of mine, but I'm just warning you guys. So that brings us to, I'm gonna sound like I'm copying Supersonic Boom when I say this, but, warnings when buying these figures. So, as I've already mentioned, these guys can be a little bit difficult to stand, so just be aware of that. Also, they're a little bit difficult to get them staying on their stands. Like, they can easily come off their stands, which is a bit annoying. Be warned that these guys don't look really like they did in Sonic Adventure. And that Knuckles doesn't look very good. I mean, I kind of already said that, that his sculpt was good. But actually, the detail on Knuckles is good, but I think the sculpt could have been better. I mean, he looks kind of weird with the way his mouth is. I'll show you again real quick. His mouth is just, I don't know what they were thinking. And like I said, be careful with your accessories. These could easily get lost. Also, if you are going to buy these figures, be careful not to break them. These could be really fragile. So my suggestion is, if you're going to get these, I would either just only use them for stop motion, or I would just stick them on a shelf just for display, because these guys aren't really something you should play with, because they could break easily if you're not careful. And it's really unfortunate because these guys are old and they're very expensive now. So unfortunately, you guys are probably gonna have a hard time getting these because they're really expensive. I would say just try to look for them loose. I would say, don't even, try to, find them with their accessories. Just try to find just the figure, because even though they're still expensive that way, but they're not as expensive without any of their accessories. But, I mean, if you want to go for them with their accessories, then, I mean, you could, but, I mean, good luck, because they tend to be more expensive. And, of course, if you want them in the box, good luck with that, because the price has skyrocketed on these guys. Ever since the pandemic, the prices on these guys, for the longest time, Series 1 was not that hard to get. Series 2 was always a pain in the ass to get, but Series 1 now is just a pain in the ass to get because, they just got really expensive. People are asking for $600 to $700 for them new in the box, for just a single figure, not all three of them, just one. So it's ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for these guys, I mean, good luck, because they're really hard to get, they're really expensive, like I said, they can be fragile too. The other warning I have is there's a lot of bootlegs of these guys, but only for Series 2. If you get one of Series 1, it's probably the real thing, because only bootlegs exist for Series 2. So just be warned about that as well. I will be covering Series 2 next time. But alright, so now my overall thoughts. These guys are pretty good. These are some of my favorite Sonic figures of all time. Very happy that I have these. These are really something special, really something to behold. They were the first Sonic action figures that we got. The first, articulated Sonic figures that we got. So these are really special. They're 22 years old, but I mean, they're some of the best Sonic figures ever produced, and even to this day, people are still praising these guys. It just goes to show you how much of an impact that Resaurus made on the Sonic figure community. But yeah, I highly recommend them. Like I said, if you can get a hold of them, definitely grab them. Just, be careful with their accessories. be careful not to break them. Watch out for bootlegs for Series 2. And yeah, these are just some really great figures. Highly recommend them. And you know, should have a lot of fun with them. So yeah, pick them up if you like things that are unique, things that are cool, and anything that's related to Sonic Adventure, because Sonic Adventure merchandise is few and far between. It's just really hard to find Sonic Adventure merchandise nowadays. It's not an easy task. So yeah, definitely pick these guys up if you can find them. And with that said, hope you guys enjoyed the review. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will be doing more collection videos soon. I think the next collection video I'm going to do is, if I didn't already do my Nintendo 64 collection, then my Wii collection is going to be next. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.